EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Caesars Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Glad you're with us. It's Blake Groupie to get this one started, and off we go here in New Orleans. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They keep it with Henry on first down. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 4. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 6. Henry up the middle. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 9 yards that time.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Jackson. And this one is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on, because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
On second down, here's Miller. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Rattler. Little short pass here to Hill. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
10 seconds.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Rattler wants to throw it. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll be a Saints first down on the pickup of 13. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help the running game as well.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Miller is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A 1st down carry for Henry. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, Jackson. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Now Rattler. Little short pass here to Hill. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens will take over here just shy of the 30. The disaster there, I mean, you saw it coming. The pressure gets knocked down, the interception.
Sometimes the best throw you make is the one you
don't make.
Exactly. Take care of the football. He'll also learn how to shrug his shoulders, take the proper slide steps to alleviate some of the pressure. But occasionally, like the one we just saw, sometimes just hold on to the football and take the hit.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They go play action now. Jackson. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game? But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
Do that again, baby. Do it again.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And, Charles, they got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we met to doubt.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 49 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Kendre Miller, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Groupie able to add the PAT. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge, an opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. But, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Inside handoff. Henry pushes him aside at the 45. Derrick Henry all alone. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry, 54 yards. And the Ravens have cut it back within a score.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded in the end zone, but he'll decide against bringing it out, so they'll take over at the 30. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Rattler. Little short pass here to Hill, and he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara, and he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 63 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kendre Miller, 35 yards. And the Saints are able to widen their advantage. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as